would be possible without the efforts of so many people. Topping this list is the vision and support of over 2 decades from U.S. Congressman Sam Farr, who secured $9 million. For Santa Cruz County alone, for his vision of a trail system that will eventually arc all the way around Monterey Bay from San Mateo County to Pacific Grove. So our entire community plays a role in constructing this important bike and pedestrian path, from local taxpayers through the city, county, and state agencies. I would like to call our first speaker to the podium, and that would be Transportation Commission Chair and City Council member, my colleague Sandy Brown.
What a beautiful day to celebrate, really. So proud. I want to talk about how proud I am of the partnership between the city and the RTC to make this happen. Yeah, I mean, it's taken the work of many staff members, elected officials. So since the approval of the award-winning scenic Monterey Bay Sanctuary Trail, we've been working and excited to see segments of the trail coming online. So the RTC, I can say as the chair of the RTC, we are committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. We know transportation represents a significant portion of that. I think over 60% of our greenhouse gas emissions. And this is another step towards addressing that challenge. And I'm looking forward to being out there with you all and seeing you out on your bicycles and in the future on our clean passenger rail.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Cool. I'm so honored to be here today at the groundbreaking for this Segment 7, Phase 2. As the principal of Bayview School, a member of the City Council, a neighborhood resident, and a parent of kids that bike around, I'm thrilled that we're going to be expanding this trail. All of our kids are going to be learning ways to move about our community safely and without emitting greenhouse gases, so that's super exciting. Through that program, we have a weekly Bike to School Day. It's called Walk and Roll Wednesday, and kids come to school, they arrive, there's music, there's breakfast, and it's a real festive environment that encourages kids to get to school through alternative means of transportation. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out here. I too have more written down, but I'm going to keep it brief, and I want to get back to recess. So thank you very much for coming out, and we're excited to get this going.
Thank you, Renee Golder. Please join me in welcoming to the podium California Transportation Commission Associate Deputy Director, Active Transportation Program, Laurie Waters.
I want to thank you for inviting me here to celebrate with you today. It was important for me to be here for 2 reasons. One is that I wanted to acknowledge the city of Santa Cruz because the city has been one of the most successful recipients in the Active Transportation Program. And I would say that the city is probably always our most prepared agency. The projects are well planned and developed with the support of the community. Today, I looked back at the application for this project, which was funded last cycle. And it was an excellent application, so the community should be very proud of your city staff. And it scored a 93, which was one of the highest scoring projects.
District 3, Santa Cruz County Supervisor Ryan Coonerty.
What a great afternoon, everybody. And this part of this segment and phase is really exciting and frankly personal to me. Along with Councilmember Golder, our future Assembly Member Gail Pellerin, and I, this is going to be the place where our kids and us can move across this town safely, conveniently, beautifully. And frankly, it's because of all of you. I think any crowd that is as sophisticated, where Public Works and RTC staff are getting the most loud appreciation, shows that you all have been engaged from the beginning with the vision, with the fight, with the advocacy, and with the push to make sure that this gets done, that we connect our community in a way that addresses climate change, increases social capital, and equity. It's just an incredibly important project. Although I only have a few months left in office, we will be pushing every day to expand this trail up to Davenport, so you'll be able to hop on here. 15, 20 minutes of hard work later, you'll be able ready for a beer or taco in Davenport, and we are excited. We will be here to celebrate the phase after phase, segment after segment, as we get this trail built and multi-access across this county. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. What a joy to be back in Santa Cruz. As a sixth speaker, I remember one of my sayings in Congress is, it's all been said, just hasn't been said by everybody. And I have been driving around this bay for over 50 years. One of the great things about it is it's around Monterey Bay. And what we have done in the politics of that bay is we've saved it so that it won't be despoiled by keeping offshore oil rigs out of there and creating Monterey Bay Marine Sanctuary. That was done by local effort. Just like your last campaign that you won was done by local effort. Transportation on the West Coast began in this bay with ships arriving. And for about 50 years, the only way you got in and out was by ships. And then as transportation began, trails and roads, wagon roads, they began here. And when railroads started getting successful, there were railroads all over this bay. There was a railroad from Salinas to Moss Landing, a railroad to Monterey, a railroad from Watsonville all the way to Santa Cruz and Davenport still exists. That's the rail trail. We can widen those roads, but it's still going to be clogged. You got to find alternative ways of getting people out of cars and using other kinds of transportation. And models for that are all over the state. When I was living in the legislature in Sacramento was going to use the levee. Nobody ever used the levee for anything. And they built a bicycle path on that. Wouldn't it be nice to just drive along the levee? That is now one of the biggest commuter routes for the city, is people using bicycles to get to work. It's been an incredible success. And how do we diversify our tourism so it doesn't just end up at the boardwalk? How do we get people to other places? If you build that trail, it'll be the biggest economic advantage to this area. If you've ever been in Maui and walked along the Wailea Trail, there's right through the super expensive hotels and through the most expensive multi-million-dollar condos, right through it is a public trail. And you know what's on that trail? There's coffee places. The only way you can get coffee or soda is to walk the trail. So these little businesses will start around this trail. That's how important it is. Now the way to get there is money. It's all money. Now, what fortunate thing is you're about to elect Gail Pellerin to the Assembly. She's going to team up with John Laird. Where do they live? Santa Cruz, people. And what do they have access to? John's on the budget committee, and Gail will hopefully get on that. And guess what they can do? Earmarks. And guess what? The Congress in their last year, I can't understand why they can't explain it. They passed the biggest infrastructure bill in the history of the country, meaning there are billions of dollars to be spent on transportation. This is not just parks and recreation. What I'm talking about is jobs. Jobs, jobs, and more jobs. And the ability to be educated, to learn about the incredibility of this bay. And why I love coming to Santa Cruz is because this bay has led the state and the nation in sort of environmental policy. You just heard that the school got an award for its environmental education program. That's the value added to working on this trail. It brings in all kinds of things. And what Santa Cruz becomes is a model. And I think with Fred Keeley, he's going to be your next mayor, and he's going to be very progressive about this. I mean, you could really think about it. Santa Cruz could be the first zero emissions city in the country because of your policy. You could have the best alternative transportation link in California. There's just so much opportunity, and it's just about fulfilling those dreams. So you as Santa Cruzans, because you're a little kind of special, sort of special to me.
How many people are here with our City Public Works Department? Thank you. I see Parks and Rec here. I see a lot of our departments here that will all be part of this going forward.
Yeah, my name's Nathan Nguyen. I'm actually the Assistant Director of Public Works. I'm sure my boss is out there somewhere. It's very exciting that we're having this groundbreaking ceremony for Segment 7, Phase 2. When I first got this project, I thought it'd be done in 2 years, but now I think we're in year 7. So I appreciate you guys taking that journey with us, and we are going to have more groundbreaking ceremonies to come. And with that, on behalf of Mayor Brunner, I'd like to thank everyone and make this groundbreaking ceremony official.
You gotta move on the trail.
Have you guys used it much? Have you been on what we do have so far?
Use it several times a week. Love having it. It's fantastic.
Very cool. And what do you think a train will fit too, or?
Oh yeah, sure. No problem. Very excited about it.
Are you using our rail trail, what we have so far yet?
Gosh, what, a couple times a week?
Very good.
I'm every day. Of course,
Very
I'm
good.
retired too.
Cleans up the trail.
I clean up the trail. Wow, and he doesn't get paid for it.
Very
And
good.
I don't get paid for it. I just do it to help give back
Out of
to
his
Santa
heart.
Cruz.
Jerry's amazing.
Are you a walker or a biker or both?
I'm both.
And what do you think about this new segment?
Well, it's going to be fantastic. To get to downtown, it's like you don't have to ride the street. To me, it's going to be fantastic.
Terrific.
No, I get around town on my bike a lot. I don't own a car. I have a motorcycle and a bus pass and a bicycle.
I drive my car so little that our insurance company sends me refund checks. I only drive it 500 miles a year.
Long awaited, and it is beautiful. It's going to do so much for the west side, for the neighbors, and just the whole thing's beautiful. And what credit to partnership with all the agencies.
It's never too late. It may seem like it takes forever to get straight, but we've been waiting a really long time for this. And it's just the first. We should work really hard, really fast to get the rest of it.